This trade stressed me out. I barely made any significant profit. But fun fact, my account is still intact. I managed my risks and money so well. Let's get into the video.
Good morning traders, you're welcome to today's video. Today's date is 14th of January 2026 and we are back here with the same schedule. So today we'll be drawing the zones together, right? So my zones of interest for today, let's go. This is my first zone of interest. Remember, wherever price is currently at this particular time when I come to the charts, that's my first zone of interest. Then my second zone of interest, we'll be working with this zone around here for today. Yeah, okay, so we'll have a third zone of interest. Let me clone this line real quick. And my third zone of interest will be around this zone. So these are the three zones I'll be looking out for. If price happens to come to any of these zones today, I'll be reacting on those zones. I'll be reacting on these zones. When you keep tuning into this channel, with time you will get to understand how I draw my zones. And mind you, the bias I have for today's market on gold is a buy bias. So when price comes to these zones, I will be most likely be buying on these zones. So we'll head over to MetaTrader now. My broker, which is HFM. So right, these are my zones of interest as you've seen on TradingView, the three of them. So heading over to MetaTrader 5, my broker account, which is HFM, the best broker by the way. You can sign up with them. The link is in my description. So you can see I've also mapped out these same zones, the exact zones I mapped out in TradingView. So we'll be reacting to these zones. These are the zones we'll be trading with. Whichever way price and reacts around these zones, we'll be trading. So hopefully around my set time, I will be executing my first order, and as usual I'll update you guys. I've made my first execution, and as we can see on the charts, right now, I'm already in my first trade. You know, this was the first zone of interest I marked. I already executed at that zone, right? And as you can see, my stop loss and my buy limits, you can see my stop loss, right, and my buy limits, they are all intact. So all these zones, I will still be working with them. If price happen to retrace and come to this zone here, even if I lose this first trade, I will still have to react on this zone, and that's how we'll do it till we'll see how the day goes. And whichever way this trade goes, I will always update you guys. So let's hope for the best.
Here's an update on this trade. As you can remember, I entered this trade around this very spot, right? And this trade has just been ranging around my entry. It has not made any significant move. At first, I was actually thinking it was the news on Forex factory that was stalling the market from moving. But the news has actually played out, and we still have gold just being stuck here, just ranging for ages. So, and as you can see, by the time is really no longer favorable. So my plan of action on this trade will be that from now going forward, I will just be looking to take profits around this zone. That's at the upper side of the range. Anything that brings price to this upper side of this range, right, I'll be exiting this trade for today. That's my plan for profit right now, or for exit. Then if it keeps going down in drawdown, I probably will hold and just sit it out and see what happens around my closing time. That is the time stipulated that I close within my strategy, right? So this is how the trade has been doing, and we'll just keep observing, we'll keep looking at it, keep observing and looking at it. So I'll definitely update update us on how the trade ends. So guys, after the last updates I made, just immediately around here, immediately I made that update, I finished recording, price just dropped, right? It dropped to the extent that it now activated my second zone of interest, but I was lucky that my stop loss was not hit, right? So the position actually moved. You see it on my MetaTrader on the screen. The position moved to some extent, and then got to this point. I was still trying to see if I could hold up till this zone so that I could at least close a 1:1 profit or so, right? But the price never did as I expected. It came around this place and just kept ranging. This trade really stressed me today. It just kept ranging and ranging and ranging. And then you know what? At some point, when it got to around 6 p.m., right? I just said, I can't keep doing this. I have to find a way to get out of this trade. That was when I now waited. When it evened out, I now closed. If you see the P&L, you see that okay, that I closed. You see it's two positions. So that was how I was able to manage myself out of this trade. And I could have actually lost the first trade. I was just lucky that the stop loss wasn't hit. So all the same, I felt like, why am I now chasing the stuff? It looks like a greedy approach. I just said, let me just even out and get out of this trade. Come back tomorrow and see what the market has to offer. Anyways, it was a really stressful trade. And what you should take away from this video is some days can be like this actually. It's not every day you make profit. Some days you actually make a loss that will really hurt you. Some days you can even hold a trade for a very, very long time and it will end up not going as you planned and it hurts. It's very painful. But we'll get over it. We'll come back tomorrow, we'll do the same thing and we'll hope for a better outcome. So please you subscribe to the channel, like the videos and anticipate more and better contents like this. See you in the next one.